Imagine this. Jesus is standing in the temple surrounded by men who hate him. The Pharisees glare with cold, calculating eyes, their whispers filled with malice. They don't just dislike him, they want to destroy him. They scheme, twist his words, and test him relentlessly, waiting for him to slip up so they can take him down. Then one of them steps forward. His voice drips with arrogance. "Teacher, should we pay taxes to Caesar or not?" It's a trap. If Jesus says yes, the Jews will turn on him. If he says no, the Romans will arrest him. The tension is thick, the air is still. All eyes are locked on Jesus, but he doesn't flinch. Instead, he calmly asks for a coin, holds it up, and simply says, "Whose image is on this?" They mutter, "Caesar's." Jesus responds with words so powerful, so precise, that the entire crowd is left speechless. "Then give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's." Silence. The trap failed. The Pharisees retreat humiliated. Jesus didn't lash out. He didn't argue. He didn't let their toxicity shake him. He handled them with wisdom, control, and authority. And here's the question. How do you handle the toxic people in your life? Do you fight back? Get emotionally drained? Let them steal your peace? Jesus faced the most toxic people imaginable, and yet he never let them control him. Today, I'm revealing 3 powerful ways Jesus handled toxic people, and number 3 is the one most Christians overlook, but it might be the breakthrough you need. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to handle toxic people the way Jesus did. Step 1. Know when to walk away. Matthew 10:14 says, "If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off your feet." There was a time when Jesus stood before his own people, the ones he grew up with, the ones who should have welcomed him. But they didn't. Instead, they mocked him. They questioned him. They rejected him. And Jesus, he walked away. Let that sink in. Jesus, the Son of God, didn't force himself into the lives of people who didn't want him. Some people in your life will never change. They will reject you, fight you, and drain you. But Jesus taught us an important truth. You don't have to stay in toxic situations. Too many people feel guilty for setting boundaries, but Jesus himself walked away from those who refused to listen. If they're destroying your peace, keeping you from your purpose, and rejecting wisdom, shake the dust off your feet and move on. Step 2. Respond with wisdom, not emotion. Luke 20:26 shows how the Pharisees tried to trap Jesus, but he responded with wisdom and left them speechless. One day, a woman was caught in adultery. The religious leaders dragged her into the temple, threw her before Jesus, and demanded her death. "The law of Moses says she should be stoned," they sneered. "What do you say?" It was another trap. If Jesus condemned her, his message of grace would be meaningless. If he let her go, they would accuse him of breaking the law. But Jesus didn't react. He didn't shout. He didn't argue. He knelt down and started writing in the dirt. The crowd grew restless. The accusers pushed for an answer. Then Jesus finally stood and spoke one sentence that shattered them. "Let the one who is without sin throw the first stone." Silence. One by one, the men dropped their stones and walked away. This is the power of responding with wisdom, not emotion. Toxic people want you to react. They thrive on your anger, frustration, and fear. But Jesus teaches us that true strength is found in restraint and wisdom. Before you react to a toxic person, pause. Pray. Ask yourself, how would Jesus handle this? The next time someone tries to pull you into drama, don't engage. Let wisdom, not emotion, be your weapon. Pause and reflect here. How do you handle toxic people right now? Do you argue? Stay silent? Walk away? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear how you plan to use Jesus' wisdom in your life. Step 3. Pray for them, but protect your peace. Luke 23:34 says, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Jesus prayed for the very people who crucified him. Pause for a second. Let that sink in. The Roman soldiers mocked him. They tore his flesh with whips. They drove nails through his hands and feet. And yet in his final moments, Jesus prayed for them. That's the level of grace we are called to. But listen carefully. Forgiveness doesn't mean allowing toxic people to keep hurting you. Jesus forgave, but he didn't give everyone unlimited access to him. There were times he withdrew from crowds, Luke 5:16. He didn't let people drain his energy or distract him from his purpose. Pray for toxic people, but don't let them control your peace. You can love them from a distance. You can forgive without allowing them back into your life. Some people won't change, but that's not your battle. It's God's. In conclusion, Jesus never let toxic people control him. He walked away when necessary. He responded with wisdom, not emotion. And he prayed for people but set boundaries. Step 2 is my favorite, because when you stop reacting, you take back your power. What about you? Which step spoke to you the most? Let me know in the comments. If this video helped you, don't forget to subscribe. Let's continue growing in wisdom and faith together. God bless.